Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed. A poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up to the ground come a bubbling crude oil, that is, black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. Said, California is the place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is, swimming pools, movie stars.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
Idea for something better to do, I reckon.
City living, nothing to do, and all day to do it.
Come night, you only half done.
It'll be the ruination of all of us.
Well, you ought to come, Miss Jane.
Mr. Drysdale ain't with her.
Mr. Drysdale's in New York.
Well, I wish we was in New York, away from this city living.
I hear tell New York is bigger than Beverly Hills.
Go on.
Don't seem possible, but that's what Mr. Drysdale said.
Oh, he was only greening you.
Howdy, Miss Jane.
Greetings. Granny, Mr. Clampett, I have the most thrilling, exciting news. Mr. Drysdale telephoned from New York this morning.
Well, that beats anything that happened around here this morning.
Say, Miss Jane, is it true New York is bigger than Beverly Hills?
Yes, indeed, 8 million people, but listen to this. Mr. Clampett, you now own a motion picture studio.
Is that a fact? You hear that, Granny?
Yeah, and I still don't believe it. 8 million people.
I didn't know, Granny. Mr. Drysdale says they got trains that runs underground.
Is that true, Miss Jane?
Yes, but I think you failed to grasp the significance of Mr. Drysdale's message. You see, for some time now, Mammoth Picture Studios has been in trouble, and Mr. Drysdale has been buying stock in your name. Yesterday, he flew to New York to represent you at a board of directors meeting, and you now control Mammoth Pictures.
You don't say.
I just want to ask you one thing. Who's the engineer? A gopher?
What engineer?
Damn trains that run underground.
Heard it all. They got buildings there high as a goose flies. Ain't that right, Miss Jane?
Right. But please, I still don't think you comprehend the message. Let me repeat what Mr. Drysdale said.
I've heard more than I can swallow now. I've got pig's knuckles on the stove.
Would you join us, Miss Jane?
Mr. Clampett, aren't you the least bit thrilled by what you've just heard?
Shucks, no. Since we can afford it, we have pig's knuckles once or twice a week.
No, I mean about owning a motion picture studio. Aren't you thrilled?
Can't say as I am. Don't know much about it.
You're a Selznick, a Warner, a Zanuck, a Scourse.
Now, Miss Jane, there ain't no call to go mean-mouthing me.
Mr. Drysdale will talk to you when he comes back.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I wish you wouldn't run off mad.
It's not that I'm mad. It's just that I don't seem able to make you understand what you are.
What's that?
You're a big Hollywood mogul. You're a star, a magnet.
Please, Miss Jane, not in front of the boy.
You gonna stay and have knuckles with us?
I'm sorry, Jethro. I have to hurry back to the office. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye, Miss Jane. No hard feelings.
Granny says I got to sweep up outside before I can have victuals.
Say, Jethro, you know anything about owning what they call a motion picture studio?
No, sir, I don't.
Yeah, don't ever admit it in front of Miss Jane. Makes her madder than a hornet. We'd best drive over to that studio and kind of get acquainted.
Doggone, this is the biggest pile of whittlings I ever did see.
That's mostly dogs. Get up, dude.
Jed, what we gonna do over that movie studio?
Well, that depends on what kind of trouble it's in. All we can do is sort of look around, see what needs doing, and then pitch in and do it.
I reckon I'll be a producer or director. Maybe a star.
Well, I can take care of critters like Ren 1010 and Tarzan the Ape Man.
I can cook riddles for Hoop Gibson.
That's the spirit.
What are you gonna do, Uncle Jed?
Well, at first, I reckon all I can do is just sort of stand around and own the place.
Hold it. Now, just where do you think you're going?
Well, we's going on inside to the movie studio.
Oh? You got a pass?
No, we'll pay cash.
Jed, you don't have to pay. You own the place.
Oh, we can afford to help him out, Granny. How much for the four of us?
We'll be sure and get matinee prices.
Are you kidding? Now, look, just turn this heap around and get out of here.
Now, we don't want no trouble. Just charge whatever you think is fair.
Look, you're blocking traffic. Now, will you clear out?
Tell him who you are, Paul.
Yeah, I reckon I better. I'm Jed Clampett. I own this studio.
Oh, I'm glad to meet you. I'm Rock Hudson.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Hudson. Jethro, Granny.
Will you get out before I call the police and have you arrested?
I don't know what all trouble he's having, but one thing they could use is a friendlier ticket taker. Y'all wait here. I'll go talk to Miss Jean.
I blame myself for what happened, Mr. Clampett. When I called you a Zanuck, a big Hollywood mogul, I obviously got you all stirred up.
Oh, Miss Jean, I don't hold that against you.
I shouldn't have done it. But I am certain Mr. Drysdale doesn't intend for you to take an active interest in the studio.
He's having trouble, ain't he?
Oh, yes, that's how he was able to grab it so cheaply. Invest in it so wisely. Why don't we just let matters ride until Mr. Drysdale returns?
Now, Miss Jean, if I own the studio, I feel it's my bounden duty to go over there and take a good look around.
Oh, well, I can certainly arrange that. A tour of the lot will be very interesting. I'll call the head of the studio, Mr. Lawrence Chapman.
Well, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I'd appreciate it if you put in a good word with that feller at the gate, Rock Hudson.
Rock Hudson?
How long will you be in the projection room, Mr. Chapman?
I don't know. What am I going to see?
Rushes of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Who's producing?
Your cousin Howard.
Who's directing?
Your brother-in-law Fred.
Who's on camera?
Your nephew Mike.
What about sets and wardrobe?
Your Uncle John and Aunt Opal.
Who am I starring?
Sir Trevor Gielgud Burton Guinness. He's not related.
Oh, yes, the big British actor, huh? What am I paying him?
$500,000 in a percentage.
Is he married?
No, sir.
Make sure he meets Aunt Harriet's daughter.
Hello there, Executive Theater. Oh, yes, just a moment. Miss Jane Hathaway.
Never heard of her.
She's with the Commerce Bank.
Never heard of her.
They represent the new owner of the studio.
Hello, Janie, baby. Hiya, sweetie. How's my favorite princess? Of course I know you. They're on their way over? Now, don't you worry, doll. I'll make sure they get the red carpet treatment. They'll be dressed how? Driving a what?
Boy, I can't wait to commence being a movie producer.
What does the movie producer do?
Mostly, he just goes around asking pretty girls if they want to be in movies.
That sounds like something you can handle.
Where'd you learn to be a movie producer?
Seen a movie about one.
Keep your eyes open, boy. Yonder's our studio.
Here they come. Flag them down, and I'll put them in my car.
Do you mean to tell me those people actually do own the studio?
Come on, flag them down.
Hold it. Howdy, Mr. Hudson.
Thank you, Mr. Hudson.
Howdy, Mr. Hudson. Howdy, Mr. Hudson. Boy, that rock country sure is friendly now.
Yeah, waving like Morse on a windy day.
Gee, I'm sorry.
How long you been a guard here?
Well, I just moved into this job last week.
Move back to your old job. Catch up with that truck.
Gee, I'm a producer again.
Thanks, Uncle Larry!
Hi, doggy, they sure got him a bunch of dandy big barns.
Must be making a lot of cowboy pictures. Maybe who Gibson's in there?
You reckon all them barns is full of horses?
Them ain't what you call barns, them's what you call stages. They ain't full of horses, they's full of actors.
Well, look who knows all there is to know.
Well, I know that much. I'll pull right up over here to the next one and show you. Mr. Clampett? Mr. Clampett?
Yes, sir, I'm Jed Clampett.
Lawrence Chapman, studio head.
Oh, howdy.
This is a rare moment, Mr. Clampett. You're the talk of the industry.
I am?
Well, the way you took over this studio brings back the old days. You know what they're calling you here in Hollywood. They're calling you a Lemley, a Zucker, a Roach.
Do you feel that way?
To me, you're the biggest.
Well, I got to admire you for saying it to my face. This is family. Granny, Ellie May, Jethro, meet Mr. Chapman.
Howdy,
Mr. Chapman.
Where's your little mustache and your hat and your cane?
What?
Do your funny little walk for us, Charlie.
Oh, no. My name is Chapman.
Hey, can we go inside and look around now?
Not right now. They're shooting in there.
I told you it was cowboys.
As a matter of fact, they're shooting Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
They must be the outlaws.
Sort of wish we could go in and watch.
Well, you can go inside as soon as the shooting stops. See, but it's not a Western. It's a remake of the Robert Louis Stevenson classic.
I don't hear no shooting. Come on, young.
No way! Who opened the door?
This is just a visit, isn't it? I mean, you and your family probably can't stay long.
You cheer up, Mr. Chapman. We ain't gonna run out on you.
You ain't? Marn?
We hear you got trouble.
Well, we've had a few bad breaks, but we're coming back real strong. You know, working on that stage right now is one of the biggest names in the business. Sir Trevor Gielgud Burton Guinness.
That's a big one, all right.
We're paying him $500,000 plus a percentage, but he's worth it. Box office dynamite. Women are mad about him. Oh, Sir Trevor! I meet a very important man, Mr. Jed Clampett. This is Sir Trevor Gielgud Burton Guinness, the famous star.
Meet you, Mr. Sir Trevor.
Mr. Clampett owns a studio.
You'll pardon my saying so, Mr. Clampett, but you don't look the part.
No, I reckon not.
How's the picture going?
Well, frankly, I'd like some younger and prettier girls to work with.
Excuse us, come along. I'll speak to the casting director. He's my nephew.
Jed, did you see that hairy goomer with the high hat?
Yonder he stands.
That man can cure hiccups.
He is right plain looking. Fancy dresser, though, and a big star.
Go on.
That is Mr. Sir Trevor Gielgud Burton Guinness.
Who Gibson's horse looks better than him?
Folks, how did you like Sir Trevor?
Oh, just fine.
Magnificent hide, don't you think?
Well,
I've seen better on the backside of a mangy buffalo.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Clampett, Sir Trevor would like you to join him for lunch in his dressing room.
You would, huh?
Yeah.
I believe I'll pass that up, Mr. Chapman.
I'll tell him. Pardon me, please.
If he'd have said any place but his dressing room, I might have said yeah.
What you mean, Jed?
Well, he looks bad enough with his clothes on. Dogged if I want to be eating lunch when he takes them off.
to take them to the executive dining room and keep them busy eating for a while, didn't I?
I tried, but there wasn't anything on the menu they liked.
Well, send out for it.
What do you send for possum shanks and pickled crawdad?
Alvin, I've got to do something to impress Mr. Clampett quick, or I'm going to be unemployed. When I'm unemployed, everybody's unemployed.
Wasn't he impressed by Sir Trevor Gielgud Burton Guinness?
Nah. What does he know from British actors? If only we were shooting a picture with Rock Hudson.
Universal shooting one. Rock Hudson and Doris Day.
Alvin, you're a schnook. How does that help me?
Well, you borrow yesterday's rushes and you let Mr. Clampett think they're yours.
Alvin, I'm amazed at you. I didn't think you were capable of such a devious and dishonest scheme. You may be running this studio yet.
Thanks, Dad.
This is what we call our executive theater. Now, you folks go inside, sit down, make yourselves comfortable. I'm going upstairs and talk to the projectionist. And I'll join you all in a moment. Right this way, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Why, this here's the teensiest movie theater I ever did see.
Shucks, they got but 7 seats in the whole place.
Not enough business to even fill them.
Oh, pitiful.
Well, there ain't no piano player. Ain't got a piano to play.
Heck, fire, you can't even buy popcorn or jawbreakers.
Oh, just pitiful. Well, let's sit down. Maybe the movie will be good.
Well, have I got a real treat for you. How would you like to be the first to see Rock Hudson and Doris Day together again after 4 years?
What do you say, Jed?
Well, if they's getting together after all that time, maybe they'd want to be alone. No thanks, Mr. Chapman. We'd just rather see the movie.
Well, that's what I mean. You'll be the first to see the dailies, the rushes. It's the film that was made yesterday.
Oh, fine, fine.
Well, that'll be dandy.
Believe me, Mr. Clampett, this new Rock Hudson Doris Day picture is going to be a smash. I'll see you when it's over. Pardon me.
Well, I'm glad to know that Hudson feller can do more than take tickets.
Maybe if he's good in the picture, he can give up that job out by the gate.
You'll soon see.
Reckon that's Rock Hudson?
Must be.
By doggies, he sure looks better up there than he does out at the gate.
Is that the end?
Must be. They turned on the lights.
Just when I was getting interested. That's the shortest movie I ever did see. What'd you think of it, Jed?
They keep on showing movies that short, they can take out some of these seats.
What did I tell you? Is that a hit or is that a hit? And how about that Rock Hudson? Isn't he handsome?
Well, he sure is. No denying that.
He's got that Mr. Sir Trevor backed off a mile.
Now that you know how things are going, I'm sure you're anxious to leave.
I am. Me too.
Let's go. I'm hungry.
Now, hold on. Shame on you. Of course we's anxious to go, but can we run off and leave this poor man?
Please.
You see, he's begging us to stay. Now, let's fan out and dig in.
No, wait. I'll figure out where you're needed the most, and then I'll come back and get you.
Well, my nephew would like to be a producer.
That's what I need. Another nephew producer.
Hot dog!
Yeah, boy, looks like you're set.
Yeah.
Well, how'd it go?
You're a schnook again. That's how it went. No. I need an idea. Something to make Mr. Clampett happy.
Well, let's see. We could name a salad after him in the commissary. Put his daughter in pictures. Give him your office.
That's it.
Give him your office?
No.
Name a salad after him.
No. Put his daughter, Ellie May, in pictures. It never fails.
Can she act?
It doesn't matter. Sir Trevor's been yelling for younger and prettier girls. All she has to do is get strangled. My daughter could play it.
Well, she is, Dad.
No wonder he's been yelling.
We're right anxious to commence producing, Mr. Chapman.
Fine. Now, Jethro, your first job will be to find a beautiful girl.
See, Uncle Jed, I told you I knowed how to be a movie producer.
She should be the same type as your cousin Ellie May. Just about her size. Blonde like Ellie, same kind of voice, figure, everything.
Gee, that's a tough one.
Well, how about her? Granny? No, Ellie. Take Ellie over to makeup.
Why? We ain't had no spat.
Oh, the makeup room. That's where they get the stars ready for the camera. Make them look good. Alvin. No. Take Ellie May and Jethro to makeup and then to wardrobe. Fast.
Yes, sir. Follow me.
Come on, Ellie May. I just put you in movies.
Well, we got them working. Now, what can Granny and me do?
Well, we're doing some location work in Death Valley. Ever been there?
No.
I think you'll like it.
I say, old boy, did you find me a young, pretty girl for the midnight strangulation scene?
Oh, yes, Sir Trevor. She's in makeup now. Beautiful girl. Lovely neck.
Absolutely smashing, old boy. See you on the set. Ta-ta.
Mr. Chapman, that makeup room where they get folks looking good for the camera, Mr. Sir Trevor knows about that, huh?
Does he ever? They work on him for 3 hours every morning, getting him to look like that.
You hear that, Granny?
Yep, and I want to tell you something. If he looks like that coming out, I hope I never see him going in.
Now, Miss Clampett, you're standing under this street lamp, waiting for your sweetheart. And suddenly...
But I ain't got no sweetheart.
Well, that's all right. We never see him. Suddenly, Sir Trevor appears out of the darkness and the fog. You're afraid of him.
No, I ain't.
You will be, I assure you. So just react naturally. Sir Trevor, shall we have a rehearsal?
Don't need it, old chap. Let's get on with the scene.
All right, quiet on the set. This is a take.
Ellie sure is pretty, ain't she?
Yeah, I sure wish she was making a movie with Rock Hudson. Shh. Who do you think you're shushing? I'm her granny.
Well, I'm the producer. I discovered her.
Quiet.
Watch Ellie.
Action.
What a pretty maiden. Hello, my dear.
Well, howdy there, Mr. Sir Trevor.
Miss Clampett, you do not speak in this scene. Just react to Sir Trevor. Now, once again.
Ellie was just trying to be friendly.
Yeah, you'd think he'd want all the friends he can get.
Quiet. Action.
Oh, what a pretty maiden. Hello, my dear.
I was afraid he'd turn mean.
Ellie can handle him.
Look at that goober run.
What's wrong?
Glad to see he ain't hurt.
Doggone it, Ellie done ruined my first movie.
Yeah, don't worry about it, boy. Make the movie with Rock Hudson. You'll save 3 hours a day just on makeup.
Sir Trevor, come back. We haven't finished the picture. Sir Trevor, wait. Sir Trevor.
Well, now it's time to say goodbye to Jed and all his kin. They would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Hillbilly, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. Y'all come back now. Here?
This has been a Filmways presentation.